Welcome to Berardi and Coke after a game against West Ham. I don't really want to talk too much about it. I'm feeling a bit down, to be fair. Luke, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, pretty down, mate. Disappointing more than anything. I think the game was there to be won. Obviously, the first 10, 15 minutes showed that. We started off probably brighter than we have for some time now. That first 10, 15 minutes, we had the ball in the onion bag twice. Obviously, the ball went over for Bamford's, but I think Costa's was debatable when you start to look at the lines and things. But I'm sure that'll be covered on Carl's segment VAR later on in the week. So I won't go into it too much, the refereeing decisions. I don't think overall Mike Dean was too bad. In a nutshell, it was typical Mike Dean, but he wasn't OTT as he usually is. In terms of the football, we played some really, really good stuff that first 15, 20 minutes. So I went to sleep for probably the second half of the first half. So the later stages of that. Defending from set pieces. I put in a tweet earlier. We expect to concede at set pieces. And it's why do we expect to concede? Why should we be watching a professional team that expects to do so poorly at a set piece? You'd expect that to have set piece coaches. I know when was it Christensen brought one in, or was it Monk? I can't remember. Was that offensive plays, or was it offensive and defensive from a? I'm sure we had a defensive and offensive. Yeah, right. I think you're right. I think one of them was it Christensen that.
Do you know? I think it might have even been Monk and then carried on.
Right. Yeah.
Not that I'd like to give him any credit, you know.
No, but. But just, I mean, we shouldn't be watching a professional team that looks so volatile at a set piece. And every set piece, not just one or two a game, it's every single free kick on the edge of the box. It's every corner. And on the other hand, we don't ever look really like scoring, apart from Stroik's worldy header the other week. But I think that's probably the only goal we've scored directly from a corner all season, if I'm not wrong. Second half, we controlled the game. Probably, again, should have had 2 or 3 goals in that second half. But when you looks out, innit? And West Ham did the stuff they did well. They didn't look particularly good footballing team. I didn't think they looked particularly special. Do I think that they deserve to be 5th in the Premiership? No. Good, strong setup. Play to the strengths. And on another day, we'd have probably beaten them 5 or 6-2.
Yeah, I mean, like we said in the warm-up, for me, there's a lot of hark back to Allardyce's Wigan. Some very, very big players, physical players. You know, you're in a battle, but they don't look to play football. They look to win free kicks in the opponent half and then take advantage of it. Yeah, I mean, you're right about you look not being in when Dawson clears that one off the line. It's just, how did that not go in? Rafinha had a couple of opportunities. You know, that one that he hit straight at Fabianski, we're a bit unlucky. If it's a foot either way, that flies in. You know, he's not getting anywhere near it. And equally, Meslier is really unlucky, I think. You know, it's because Lingard's penalty is that bad that, in fact, Green called it out. Yeah, it comes straight back out because he can't push it one way or the other because it's that shit. So, I feel really flat, I feel a bit down about the game. But on reflection, you're right, we dominated and we should have been looking to take something from that. You don't know if it's in the players' head. You know, we all talk about the London hoodoo. You don't know if it's in players' heads. Those two, I mean, one of them, that offside is not offside for me. It's really not.
No.
The ball was out, so you can't say much about that. You know, it's almost like in a previous game when a whistle's gone or not gone and they've taken free kick.
That's right.
It was out, so we can't say. It's bad luck that he didn't manage to get just to it on time. But it was out, and that's that. But that offside wasn't an offside, and that's a pretty big
game of inches, isn't it? It's a game of literally inches. That ball probably, the whole of the ball probably went over the line by an inch. Yeah. The offside, apparent offside, was probably by an inch or two. How the line was drawn, does not make sense to me. Still can't get my head around
the line itself is as thick as his foot.
Yeah, and also the pinpoint of where his knee is actually it's not perpendicular with his foot. So the line, if he was stood like that, he'd have to have a knee like that. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense to me. But as I say, Carl will cover that on his segment with Jimmy the ref, I suppose.
Did you think Ben Rama looked fat?
He looked overweight, didn't he?
He looked twice the size he was before. He don't look like he's been training.
Yeah,
fat, no, I mean, let's be honest. All right, fat. I mean, I was carrying a lot of weight coming into this year. He's not fat, but Premier League footballers, and actually were really slim before, and I think that's why when I saw it, I was like, Jesus, it looks a lot bigger.
I don't know if he's bulked a few of them, because even Bowen looks a bit stockier and that.
Yeah.
And going back to what you said about their style, being big lads and
maybe that's it,
and aggressive, that might be part of his training regime is his heavyweight sessions. And look at the size of Antonio.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's always been a big lad, hasn't he? Yeah, just one last question. We took Click off, and I know that Click's had some pelters recently, but we left Roberts on. What's your thoughts?
I struggle to justify a lot of Bielsa's decisions in terms of substitutions a lot of the time, and lineups as well, because as a fan base we seem so in unison as to who should play and who should start. It's only Bielsa and his coaching staff that must see things differently, and they fair dues. They're with them all week. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? They're with them. They know what they're capable of. But from what I see, there's probably 3 changes I would make next week to the starting lineup. One would be Roberts dropped for Rodrigo. I would have Costa dropped for Harrison, and I would drop Click as well and put Dallas into midfield and start Alioski at left back. I thought we looked far better today when we shifted to that.
I mean, I think your first 2 are pretty much nailed on. If those are up to speed by next game, I think they're happening anyway. I think he's probably going to stick with Click because he just tends to. Yeah. But he did take him off. You don't know. And to be fair, Alioski looked all right coming on, and he's had some good games. Earlier in the season, he played really well against Arsenal. He had a run of 3 or 4 games and looked pretty good. So what you're saying might happen. But yeah, I mean, Rodrigo coming on. I think if Rodrigo's there, that and Calvin's behind him, that allows Click to have a different game anyway.
Absolutely.
So
we didn't see that today because obviously he went off and Rodrigo didn't come on until the last 30 minutes or so. So yeah, no, I think you're quite right. I think there needs to be a bit of shake up. Yeah, we've had injuries and things, but there's no excuse. We had a strong squad out today, and our strongest squad was probably the team that finished the game. Yeah,
I'd probably go with that. So cool, right? So we do have an away fans. Well, not an away fans, a home fans view. We were the away fans. We've got a West Ham fans view on this, so we're just going to bring Harry into the room now. So Harry joined us earlier in the season, and I think he was quite fair with us early on, and gave us some good insight from their side. So I'm just going to bring him in now. There we go.
How you doing, pal? All right.
Yeah, you guys all right?
Could be better.
Been better.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Harry. I think,
no
in fact, was it Luke and myself? Was it us that spoke?
It wasn't myself. I think it was Smarty last time. This first time I met Harry. Pleased to meet you, Harry.
Oh, and I think Adam as well. Adam, I don't recall Adam being particularly nice to you. I think he has some quite pointed questions.
That's all right.
To be fair, I think, from our perspective, I think there's no vitriol, there's no anger on my part. I'm feeling quite flat about things. But, from your perspective, how do you think the game went?
I think we did, we did okay. I don't think we played that particularly great. And I think it was a bit of an ugly win, to be honest with you. But then I guess when you're fifth and you're trying to push for European places, you will take any result you can get at the moment. So, but I think Leeds are great. I think you guys have fish in that top 10. Just keep the way you're playing, to be honest. And you got
the way that the game went. Has that been typical of recent games, or did this feel like recent games, or did it feel a bit different to recent games?
I think we played a lot better against City than we did tonight. I think when we played City, we went for them. I think tonight was a bit more more cautious. I suppose against City, I think we just went for it a little bit more. I think you go to City, they were on their undefeated run, and we thought, we might as well go. We'll go for the win, we'll go for the draw. We've just got nothing to lose. But tonight it's a bit. You're at home. You want to, you really want to do well. But you guys obviously had 2 goals disallowed in the first 10 minutes, and then we played so poor in that first 10, 15 minutes, and then we started to go up and the 2 goals hit, and in the second half again it was the same. I think you guys had really good times on the ball, and you had a really good 10, 15 minutes, and then we came back into it, and then at the end of the game I think you guys were playing pretty well. So I think against City, I think we just had. I just think we had no fear against City, and because I think we just enjoyed the game, the flow of the game. But today was a little bit more tricky, and I think we had a very ugly win. But like I said, you're going for Europe. You've got to take those ugly wins.
Yeah, just to add to that, Harry. First of all, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Yeah, just what you mentioned there, to between the Leeds and City comparison. Obviously, when you're an underdog, you don't have a lot to lose. You can go and have a real go. But I think tonight, Moyes set up a little bit more cautiously because of the, we were the underdogs this time, and it was probably going to be throwing everything in the kitchen sink at you, which I might add we did for the first 15, 20 minutes. I think Moyes set up quite neutrally tonight. I don't think he wanted anybody sort of 3 or 4 or 5 players in the opposition half going for it, and I think that sort of frustrated us somewhat. I think it put us off after that first 15, 20 minutes when we had the goals disallowed. I think that threw us off our rhythm, which I think probably led to you going in at half time 2-0 up. To be fair,
I think the 2, you getting 2 goals disallowed in such a short space of time, it does knock the winds out your sails a little bit. It's a psychological thing as well. And then we got the penalty. I was bashing Mike Dean before, but now I'm like, oh, he's all right.
Couple of questions for you. Was Costa offside?
I don't know. It was marginal.
And was it a penalty?
It was a little bit soft, but we'll take it.
You'll do for me, Harry.
We haven't had many all season, so it's weird. You get the Man United player on loan, and suddenly, we got a penalty.
Yeah.
So
I think Dean just forgot that he'd gone out on loan.
No, that's it. I know. I just feel like Jesse's just brought so much flair to our team. Like, we had quite a lot before January, and then we brought him in, and he's got no pressure now. He's not at United. He doesn't have the pressure of being on the bench all the time or coming on, and the pressure of being at Man United. He can just enjoy his football, and I think that's what he's doing at the moment. And okay, his penalty got a save, but the rebound that gave him a lot of confidence, and I think it gave the team a lot of confidence going into to get the second goal. And also Craig Dawson scoring again, which is, mad for a defender.
And then clearing one off the line as well.
You know what? He's making me eat a humble pie. Seriously, when we signed him, I thought, he's not going to get a game, or if he does, he's going to cock up. I've got mates who are Watford fans, and they've told me how much, there was, how much he was so bad last season, and he's making me eat a lot of humble pie, and fair enough to him, and he's been playing incredible, whether it's Bono with him or Diop. So he's definitely sniffing around that England squad for Euros, I tell you. But we'll have to see when Gareth Southgate does his selection.
I've got to be honest. If you offered me an opportunity to sign any of your players, it'd be Souček I'd be looking at
he's brilliant. He's just the Terminator. Against Spurs, he was cut open. This time, he likes to headbutt and hit into, tackle posts. So he's been playing really well. And I mean, with him and Rice have done such a good job together. But I think Souček he's just enjoying his football. And I think, he's got Soufal as well, who's playing really well. Apparently they've been going in to do extra training over the week, so it just shows their character. You think they've got Champions League and European experience. They're in a squad that they're hungry for it. So I'm really proud we've got someone like that in the team who's just plays heart on his sleeve, and he just goes for it, and he's just playing such good football at the moment as well.
No, fair enough. Luke, have you got any questions, any comments?
No, mate, that's it. I think you answered everything for me, Harry. Thanks ever so much for being so honest. Really appreciate that feedback. I'm going to now write a letter to the Refs Association and say Harry said it wasn't a penalty.
And it definitely wasn't an offside.
It wasn't offside.
I've got a secret crush on Mike Dean now. So.
On that note, we can't have any of that. Sorry.
Cheers, Harry.
Nice one. Thanks very much for joining us, Harry.
Cheers.
Take care, mate.
Thanks, guys.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Right, okay, now joining us is, well, your name's listed there as Bash. Is it Ash?
Ash, yeah. Whatever you want. Bash, Ash. Whatever, yeah.
So,
David
I mean, we were having a chat before and we just felt a bit flat after that. We didn't look to play too badly, but, coming away from London, we've no points, no goals. Go on, I've set it up for you on a negative point. Have you got anything positive to take out of that one?
Yeah, I think there were a few positives. The second half we were a lot better. First 10 minutes we set off like an house on fire, didn't we? 2 goals disallowed in, what were it?
In
5
10
minutes.
I think you're right, yeah.
And to be fair, I thought one of the offside, but it cost her offside.
Yeah.
How close were that?
Well, I don't think it was. We just had that chat. I don't think it was. We've
I've
just had a West Ham
pictures.
fan on. Yeah, we've just had a West Ham fan on, and he wasn't convinced it were off.
It won't for me.
No.
Even the second one, Rafinha, ball went out. I don't think it went out. I just don't think it went out.
Surely there's got to be technology around for that sort of thing now. Surely there's a goal line technology. Does it not go all the way across?
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Exactly. How can they have goal line technology, but why don't they just have it across the line? It's just makes it easier, surely.
I'm not sure how it works. If the sensor's on either side of the goal, and if the ball goes on the other side of the sensors, I don't know how far the sensors.
Why can't they just put the sensors on the corner flags rather than the posts? I don't know. I don't know how it works, but to me, both two marginal touch and go decisions. But after that, we were shocking.
So, in terms of marginal decisions, what were your take on penalty?
We're all penalty all day.
You do?
You think it more a penalty?
Yeah. What did you think? I thought he just swung his leg and he didn't need to.
He definitely didn't need to. It was naive, I would say.
It was clumsy, wasn't it? It was clumsy.
Yeah, he didn't need to do it. It was just.
All he had to do was put his body across him, didn't he? Instead of his foot.
Exactly. Stand up. Just stand up.
Yeah.
You don't have to. He opened himself up to it, didn't he? I think it was a good play from Lingard. He opened us up there. He played a nice one too. I can't remember what way. And then as soon as he was driving towards goal, I thought something's happening here. I can just sense it, and he just clipped him. But, penalty all day for me, to be fair.
No, that's fair. So I know it's tough when we come away without any points, but from a Leeds perspective, who were your man of the match?
For Leeds?
Yeah.
I think Rafinha didn't stop. He didn't stop. I thought in second half, after half time, I thought he was the one who was trying to grab the game by scruff at neck. A couple of times he did think that overhead kick, and a couple of other times and it just looks like he wanted it. You know what I mean? I think it was his outlet. First half, I noticed a few times because Dallas is right-footed. Dallas were playing left back. Rafinha on left wing. They switched him over, but for a while, Rafinha on left wing. Dallas, because he's right-footed, he kept turning inside. He wasn't looking for Rafinha. And they switched it over after about 15, 20 minutes, switched it over. He started getting a lot more at ball, but I think he was best player by a mile. Yeah. What did you think?
I said Phillips, but come to think of it now, I thought Stewie Dallas had a really solid game.
I thought Phillips were blowing big time. To be fair, they were blowing big time in first half. I thought he were going to get taken off, but I think he got his second wind. Second half, he come out with a different player.
And he has been out. I mean, how many games has he missed? 4?
First half, yeah, that's what I mean. But first half, every time he were doing a 30, 40-yard sprint, hands on hips, and he was bent over every time, and it just looked like he was struggling. But obviously, that's going to happen because
it's hard work when you're fucked and haven't been playing, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. Playing at that tempo, but I think it settled the debate today with Rice or Phillips.
Do you think, Ash? Do you think we're unlucky not to get some out again?
100%. I thought just after half time, I kept saying to him, "Next goal wins this." I thought if we get the next goal, that we will get one. We will beat them, but
want to be right. That cleared off line.
Them chances with Bamford, I'm not. He's not.
No words.
I don't want to slag him off too much because of he's done what he's done, but Rodrigo's on the end of their half fit. He puts them away for me.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, to be fair to him, though, I mean that one that he put wide of the left hand upright when I think Llorente had put him away.
Yeah, that would have.
He's been finishing them. I mean,
that was a chance, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that was a chance.
But you would have backed him, wouldn't you? You'd have backed him to put that away. What he's been doing.
We've got Spain's number 9 on bench.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, look at finish he did over there for under 23s. It were a good finish.
Yeah, I think. I
mean, I think Bielsa likes to play him as behind Bamford. I don't know if it's that because they've got more goal threat with both of them in. But for me, I would play Rodrigo over Bamford all day.
I think he's going through a bit of an interest in that. I think he is going through a bit of a drought, is Bamford, and he's a form player, isn't he? When he's in form, he looks like he's going to bury everything.
I just think sometimes he just looks. He's just he's so unpredictable. He's a really hard player to work out.
I mean, it was a good finish. That Rafinha one that set him up. It was a good finish at front post.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did well to finish that. Yeah. Just a shame that one didn't count.
Yeah. Exactly. Good movement as well. Good movement.
Yeah. So
a few times it were, you know, a few interviews he's done. He's been going on about pressing and it's all run. I see him doing it, but I don't think he's doing it with intent. I think it's like he's running for the sake of running. Like he could do a little bit more when he puts the defender under pressure. I don't know. That's just how I see it. But you know, it's a bit half-hearted kind of thing.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So, in terms of one of the other questions that I asked Luke was in terms of the subs that we made. I know that Click's had some pelters recently saying that he's off the boil and he's not playing as well as he was. But you also look at Roberts and you know which one of them is going to influence the game more. How did you see that?
So who came off it? Well,
Click came off and Roberts stayed on, and they made the change to bring Harrison on and Costa went off.
Yeah, I liked Harrison coming on, but he didn't get enough football. Costa, he looked all right for the first 10 minutes. It looked like he was an outlet. He were getting on ball, but after that,
it fades easy, doesn't it?
It's just frustrating. It's just frustrating. It's not. I prefer Harrison all day.
No, I do. I think he's a big outlet for us. He's got such an amazing touch.
I don't know why I didn't start him.
Roberts left on and Click taken off for me was a bit perplexing. I would have liked to have seen, because recently Click has been playing with Strike behind him and Roberts next to him. Whereas earlier in the season when he were playing better, he had Rodrigo next to him and Calvin behind him, and that's such a massive difference. Yeah,
exactly. More protection, aren't they? Start of the season, he were brilliant. First 5-6 games. I think even Bielsa said he could, where he's playing at the moment, he could play for anybody in Europe. But he's just, he's just not that player at the moment. I don't know if it's burnout or what. They've had 9 days off, haven't they, before this game, and
can't be burnout.
Some of his passing looks lazy, and I don't know what it is.
It can't be a burnout. Like I
think all your top teams are going through it, aren't they? All your top Man City, Liverpool, they're all going through it. Certain players, like De Bruyne. You see De Bruyne against Man U?
Yeah, they will lazy some of his passing.
You were poor, weren't you?
A couple of games before that, it was the same.
Mm.
And it's just, I don't know, you just don't expect it, do you?
No. If I were to ask you what you thought, if you were to look back on the game without knowing it, what stats would you say there were? Would you, in terms of possession, how much ball do you think?
Have you got them in front of you?
I have. I've seen them. Yeah.
I'd say 65-35.
Bang on, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't lose a game. You shouldn't be losing a game 2-0 when you've got twice.
Yeah, that's the thing. Well,
Especially away from home.
That's where I think your striker comes into it.
Yeah.
I think the way Leeds play, it's obviously gung ho kind of thing.
Yeah.
Your Man City's, your Barca's, Bayern's all play this way. Maybe not Bayern, but they're scoring 3-4 goals every game.
Yeah.
I think if we have that striker, we're scoring 3 or 4 goals. We're making that many chances.
Put Haaland in our team. Put a Haaland or somebody similar in our team. Do you know what I mean?
I think we could get him.
I hope you're right.
I'll chip in, me.
Yeah.
I think he's wanting to put something in his clause, isn't he? So he can get released for about 80 million, apparently.
I think he's already got something similar in. Because
he knows nobody can afford him. Apparently, him and his agent know nobody can afford him. And he wants to make that next step.
Right, we better crack on because I've got to get editing done. So,
sound.
Thanks for joining us.
Cheers for coming on, Ash.
All right.
Take it easy, mate.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
Right, okay. So that's Harry, the West Ham fan, and Ash that's joined us from Leeds fan perspective. Luke, any final thoughts?
No, just pretty much echo what both our guests have said, really. Both really quite honest and open and spot on, really. It's a game of opinions, isn't it? But yeah, I think on another day we pretty similar to what Ash said. We have a world class striker in there. And I don't want to slate Bamford because he's been absolutely fantastic for us, but we probably should or at least scored 1 or 2 today. Bamford had a couple of chances, but it wasn't only him. There was a few others. Harry, yeah, fantastic as ever. Really honest, open opinion. And yeah, we march on to Ellen Road now for Chelsea next week. Next weekend. So it's Saturday lunchtime.
Yeah, I'm not full of confidence on that one. I've got to be honest.
No, they do struggle at Ellen Road though. Historically,
so do we. On that pitch.
Good point. Yeah, good point.
Right. Okay. No, that's fair enough. So yeah, just to cover off. So we do an in off the VAR, which is a referee special from a referee's assessor for the League of Ireland. He's a really experienced referee, so there'll be plenty of talking points actually on that one. But we do it every 2 games, so we're due for one of those. So Carl will be picking that up. Then tomorrow night we'll be recording the main pod to go out this week. We'll have the stats ahead of the Chelsea game. That'll also have a follow-up of the Berardi and Coke afterwards. We've got a special interview coming up that we're not going to give away just yet, but also just to remind everybody, we had a really positive chat with a nice young man. Romario Vieira joined Luke and I for quite an open and honest conversation, and he's got a bit of a mature head on young shoulders there, and so yeah, that was a nice refreshing chat, I thought, as well. So look out for the content that's coming, and hopefully for the next one we'll be a little bit more positive.
Cheers, man.
All right, thanks for joining me, Luke.
Take care, mate.
See you soon.
In a bit.
I don't believe it. I don't fucking believe it.